Hi, I'm Associate Director of Communications and New Media Ward Lowe at the Texas Association of Realtors, and with me is Associate Counsel Kinsky Leufer. And Kinsky, we're going to give people some highlights of a new property management course you put together, the do's and don'ts of property management. Now, this is going to be two videos. The first one we're going to do right now is going to be the do's, and then we're going to do the don'ts later. So stay tuned, people. Why don't you let's start with the do's. What's the first do of property management?
So the first do of property management is do stay informed. Sounds obvious, but you definitely need to know the laws that apply to leasing and property management. There are federal laws, there's state laws, and then there's the licensing laws as well as any local ordinances that may apply. So you definitely want to be familiar with those and keep up with any changes that may occur.
Now, obviously, someone could go today and memorize the property code and all the laws that are applicable.
I don't know if that's possible.
Well, they could try, but the next time the legislature meets or something, they could change. Now, the Texas Association of Realtors puts out a lot of information, a lot of updates on the Real Deal, our blog, or via the Focus emails, and also the leasing and property management people put together webinars. Where else can a Texas Realtor go to find more information about these?
A great website is Texas Legislator Online that has a link to the property code, which covers all the state laws regarding leasing and property management. And it also has any bills, especially during legislative session, that are in the process or have been filed, so you can keep up to date with those bills that are being filed and whether they're passed or not. So that, again, that's Texas Legislator Online.
Okay, great. What's the second do for property managers?
So the second do is do maintain policies and keep records. Again, that sounds obvious, but you definitely want to maintain policies because it's required under TREC rules. A broker is required to have a written office policy kind of explaining the guidelines of how their office is going to run. As for records, you also want to keep records for 4 years under TREC rules.
Now, you say records. There are emails that you have with clients and prospects. There are contracts. There's all kinds of paper, whether it be virtual or not. Which of those qualifies under these rules?
TREC actually has a list, but related to property management, you definitely want to keep property management agreements. Any contracts, commission agreements, you want to keep those. But you talked about emails. Let's say you have a dispute with your client and they file an ethics complaint against you. You want to keep those emails if they support your case or will help you in an ethics hearing. So definitely keep those if they are important.
So more is better? Exactly. That's kind of the rule. Okay. And the third, I know you said the course has 5, but we're only going to do 3 of the do's. The third is what?
It's do use current forms. You definitely want to use the current forms. Don't use older forms, even if your client wants you to use an older form. Many times we change those forms because of a legislative change. So make sure you're using the current form or you can get yourself in trouble.
And again, you can stay up with which forms are current by reading the Real Deal blog or getting the Focus e-newsletter, or just keeping a lookout on the property management and leasing page on texasrealtors.com. Well, thank you for those 3 do's. We're going to, well, why don't you tell people about the course and where they can get it if they want to?
So this is a 1-hour course provided by the Texas Association of Realtors. If you want more information, you can contact 512-480-8200, and you definitely want to speak to our professional development department at the Texas Association of Realtors. Also, I wanted to point out, if you have other questions about any of the do's that I mentioned, you can contact our legal hotline at that same number.
Great. Thanks, Kinsky.